Jerry Jones finna detour right into a whole nother topic in like 2 seconds. Watch this. Let's just keep going.
And so I go right to these new faces, and they're very important for us. They're going to their lack of success would cripple our hopes this year. Their success would enhance our hopes more than any group that I think we've seen. I think they've got that kind of appeal. I'm not so sure that isn't pretty.
Hey, yo, Chad, look me in the eye. This group of undrafted free agents, they can be the difference of whether we win the Super Bowl or not. You feel me? Jerry Jones, you ain't got a lot of us, player. Well, let's keep going.
Common around the league with the emphasis that we've got and the structure of salaries we've got that this happens, but it's certainly our case right now. So
Jay Lombardi is trying to contend for the joke of the day when he says, Siri, search Ponce. Hilarious, Jay Lombardi. Appreciate you.
Talk English here. I like all of our picks. Obviously, we haven't had the pads on, and we are talking football here, so it's way ahead of your time to talk.
Which is fair. And I know that this is the time of year where we like to overreact. This is still the first clip of Jerry Jones, by the way. Nobody else asked a different question. We just going. This is a very fair point from Jerry Jones, right? This is the time of year where we're looking for any kind of news. We're looking for any kind of indication of what the team is going to be like, what the next season is going to be like. And we're just looking at Jerry like, hey, Jerry, who's good? Who's fantastic? Who's going to push us over the edge? And basically, Jerry Jones is telling us some of the some real shit that we should be telling y'all, but we're in the content business. We got to keep talking about it. But, bro, Paz ain't even on yet. Ain't even time to talk about all this, but we'll see. Let's keep going, Jerry, on the same question, by the way.
Talk about a football player without having seen him in pads. But we've seen him in pads in college a lot, all of them. So I like what they did.
Let me just clarify that also. Jerry Jones and his scouting department has seen the players in pads a lot. Jerry Jones is a billionaire. I doubt that Jerry Jones is watching some of these. Jerry Jones ain't watched no film on Drummond and Freifogel. I promise you he hasn't, unless somebody else has pulled it and showed Jerry Jones a 2-minute highlight clip. Yeah, me and the scouting department together, we've watched all the film. We've watched hundreds of players together, and look me in the eye. I'm being honest here. We've seen all the day 3 players. We've seen some of our projected undrafted players, and we've seen them all. We've seen them all on my boat, doing billionaire things. On my 600-inch TV inside of my boat, I've watched film on all these players. So no matter who the player is, whether it be Garibay, I've watched 10,000 Garibay kicks, and I like them all. I like them all. Me, Steven, Will, and the rest of the scout department, we've watched them together. You ain't got a lot of me, Jerry. If I was a billionaire, I'd be doing billionaire shit. I would not be watching film on Isaac Taylor Stewart, but whatever.
Really happy with how Dak is not rehab, but just.
Which is funny, right? We was just talking about free. Look, if you blink, your ass missed it. If your ass blinked, if you got up and went to the back, you missed it. We talking about Dak Prescott now. We was just talking about undrafted players 5 seconds ago. Now we talk about Dak Prescott. Still the first question, by the way. Jerry has some shit on his mind, y'all. Let's bring this back and let's get back into it.
Not rehab, but just his work to get in top shape coming in.
And which I think is funny, too, that Jerry didn't want to use the word rehab. Jerry didn't want to use the word, oh, Dak's rehabbing. Dak was hurt. Dak XYZ. We always ask this question, and when I say we, I do mean me, Chatbox, Cowboy Nation. I do mean we when I say this here. We've asked, boom, boom, boom. We've asked, yo, man, Dak was on fire early in the season. But for some reason, after the Patriots game, he strained his calf. The play calling was different. The rollouts were different. The throws looked a little weird. Like, Dak looks hurt, but nobody was willing to say Dak was hurt. Dak didn't say Dak was hurt. Jared didn't say Dak was hurt. Mike didn't say. Nobody said Dak was hurt. And even now in the offseason, Jerry Jones really not saying Dak was hurt. He's really not saying Dak rehabbing, right? He said, oh, well, Dak wasn't hurting at all. Dak was just fine. Dak was he's healing. Dak is actively healing. Look me in the eye, Chad. Look me in the eye. He's healing, but he never was hurt. Dak does feel better. Not that he was hurt, but he does feel better. And his ankle, if he was to be hurt, he's not hurting anymore, but he's fine. And it's just a lot of word gymnastics, man. But let's just keep this going. I rewind it so we can get the full picture, and we'll let it run some more to get another talking point. Still first clip, by the way.
Him in pads in college, I locked all of them. So I like what they did. I'm really happy with how Dak is not rehab, but just his work to get in top shape coming in. I like Zeke's conditioning and physical condition. Those are pluses. They're musts for us. I like the fact that Pollard's got an enhanced expectation. That'll pay off for him and us.
Now, we was just talking about Dak Prescott. And I thought we were going to get an extended commentary on Dak Prescott. But Jerry Wayne Jones, right? He definitely wants to know, hey, y'all, Zeke healthy with his Jerry Jones glasses on, with his I'm not lying glasses on. Yeah, y'all, Zeke healthy. That what y'all want to hear? Zeke's healthy? Y'all feel better now? Cool. Zeke's healthy. But then we expect more from Tony Pollard. Now, I ain't that mad, though, but I don't like being lied to, man. We've been told this story plenty of times. Chad, I don't know how to feel. Now, I do think where there's smoke, there's fire. And if I have any kind of optimistic hope in the Cowboys, I try to be optimistic. Best I possibly can. Sometimes I fall astray, but I do my best for y'all because a lot of optimistic Cowboy fans look to me to be optimistic Cowboy fan. But I feel like we've heard this before, right? But we've heard from Dak that we expect more from Tony. We've heard from Zeke that we expect more from Tony. We've heard from Mike McCarthy. Everybody but the defensive coaches. George Edwards probably ain't said, but everybody else said we expect more from Tony Pollard. Chat, y'all can feel free to answer this question. Is this just another time that is this another toxic relationship trait from the Dallas Cowboys, man, that we just expect change? You said you gonna do better. You said you gonna do right by me. And then they say, I'm gonna do right. I promise. I'm not gonna lie no more. Somebody calling me. Ain't nobody. I'm not gonna lie no more. I'm gonna stop lying. I'm gonna stop cheating on y'all. This is Jerry talking to Cowboys. I'm gonna stop lying. I'm gonna stop cheating on y'all. We gonna get Tony involved. And every time we go, okay, they do not get Tony Pollard involved. And it's normally Jerry talking about this, but we've heard Steven talk about this. We've heard Mike. We've heard everybody talking about this. Now, chat, if y'all don't believe him, I'll just take y'all aside because I don't believe his ass neither. But I do sincerely feel like sometimes you got to have like hurt results, right? And I don't know if I got a better way to explain that or like better words to explain hurt results. But like, you know, you can look at a regular piece of game film, and I could probably do this on a Friday one day or something like that. You can look at a regular piece of game film and be like, this team is so much better with Tony getting more carries. We're not talking about benching Zeke because there's a lot of people that hear us say play Tony more and they heard bench Zeke. We ain't say that. We just said play Tony more. Those two as a 1-2 punch are fantastic. We just can't go into a playoff game. And I think somebody said this next sentence. We can't go into a playoff game after resting Tony Pollard for a week 18 and then say, hey, we're resting Tony to get him more involved just to get to the game. He only get 4 touches. He only get 4 touches. I think somebody pulled their belt off and threatened the ass whooping if we don't get Tony Pollard involved. Super most optimistic Cowboy fan Voch thinks that, right? Somebody pulled their belt off and said, if we don't get Tony Pollard today, I'm about to start well-acting some ass if he don't start getting more and more involved. I always see Cowboy fans talk about, you know, players that we wasted, right? Oh, we wasted Tony Romo. We wasted DeMarcus Ware. Yeah, whatever. Those dudes had good careers, whatever. I feel like if you get all these positive results from Tony Pollard, and you don't use him, and then he goes somewhere else and he's a star, ladies and gentlemen, that is a waste.